the Shenhua Watermark mine and the repercussions on the agricultural water supply at Liverpool Plains. Coal mining is an established and expanding industry in the Australian economy. Coal is used as an affordable and reliable means to generate electricity and create industrial products throughout the world. Coal mining produces exports, jobs, investments, tax and royalties. The global issue with coal mining is that when it is burnt to produce electricity, it emits carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is contributing to a third of Australia's greenhouse gas emissions. The greenhouse gas emissions are what cause climate change, which affects widespread drought, flooding and rising sea levels. The position of coal mining in Australia is currently under siege, as the federal government have conditionally approved the Chinese-owned Shenhua Watermark mine. This mine will be situated across 35 square kilometres on the Liverpool Plains. These plains are the most highly sought after agricultural land in the world and is characterised by its alluvial black soil, which produce 40% above the national average of crop production. This means the federal government have granted the rights of the minerals below the surface, known as coal, to a big mining company. This particular site is also made up of 98% methane gas, which will be mined by a process called fracking. Fracking uses high pressure water with a bunch of chemicals to increase the cracks in the rocks that are 2 to 3 kilometres below the surface. The chemicals used in fracking are toxic, carcinogenic and mutagenic. So, what does this mean for nearby water supplies? The Mooki River is to the east and Cox's Creek is to the west, which drain the surface water into the Namoi River, which is a part of the Murray-Darling Basin. Open-cut mines and coal seam fracking are raising fears about the underground water flows and these reservoirs beyond the mines. And the closest aquifer is only 900 metres away from the proposed mining site. And if this or any of the other aquifers are cracked, damaged or polluted, there is absolutely no way of fixing it. So if the fluids from the fracking leak into these waterways, it will contaminate the water used to irrigate the farmland, which will contaminate the produce and food sources for local ecosystems. Not only that, the contamination will affect the plants, native vegetation and wetlands, which are vital to catchment health. The plants alleviate erosion and flooding along the riverbanks. Native vegetation and wetlands hold the rainfall to reduce flooding, soil and groundwater acidity and salinity, and lowers soil and nutrient loss into the waterways. Strict conditions for the Shenhua Mining Company include an allowance of 0.09% of water. They must complete water, biodiversity and rehabilitation management plans prior to mining, complete annual compliance updates, and any proven impact to the agricultural land will be compensated for. These strict conditions are inadequate to calm the minds of the people whose livelihoods will be affected by the introduction of this new mine. Even with these strict conditions that are only promising minimal damage, not zero damage, the federal government is still putting Australia's most productive farmland at risk. To support the future of Australian agriculture, at Liverpool Plains, the people are uniting together and asking all of Australia to display signs on their properties. Join them during rallies and events, sign up to a mailing list to receive up-to-date information and to stay informed, and write a letter to stir your local Senate, House of Representatives, State and Federal Member of Parliament into action to defend prime agriculture and demand its protection from mining.
Created using Powtoon.